Yo, what up? It is the 17th of February 2024, and it is currently 10:55 p.m. on a Friday, Saturday rather, which means I need to get my ass hauling over to the store to make sure I'm seeing the items today, and also checking turnips. Now, regarding turnips, I did not check them this morning like I have been doing for the past couple days because I woke up past midday. Oh, that's neither here nor there, but that means that I'm not getting a very accurate, I guess, week here. But honestly, considering how variant these prices have been, I don't think it matters. I highly doubt that, I mean, clearly it was just like a weird fluctuating pattern, which is really the majority of turnip weeks in this game. I remember for a little while I was actually, this was like ages ago, I remember I was studying the different, the different turnip patterns I would get, and sort of trying to see like if I can get a little hint towards how to track them and stuff. It's just really difficult in this game because they make them far more random. Let's see. Fireman's hat. No, already have that. And what is this? A fresh shirt. I'm pretty sure I have a fresh shirt. Clothing is just a whole thing. Let's have a look. Yeah, looks like I have a fresh shirt already. What's this one now? The only reason why I was interested in looking at turnips, though, was because, there's really no great way to make money in this game, and I was considering if that could potentially be helpful for trying to get the 1 billion bells that you need to get the town hall model, which is a ridiculous goal, because, I mean, I've been over oh, have I actually been over this? I don't know if I have. I've, written stuff about it, but to briefly summarize it, say you got, let's lowball it here, 1 million bells every single day, in this game, which, happens quite often. That would take 1,000 days, for you to do that, if you got 1 million bells every day. Now, obviously, most people don't get 1 million bells every day. Most people don't get 1 million bells in a week. So, that doesn't actually even cover the most accurate scenario, which means it will take way longer than 1,000 days to get 1 million, or 1 billion bells. Today's Saturday, and it's the perfect weather to garden. Oh, that's all you're talking about. Okay. Well, you have a net out, so I don't see how you're going to be gardening with that, unless you're getting things out of the garden, I suppose. But yeah, getting 1 billion bells, look, and this is a very, common talking point, but 1 billion is a lot. It's a huge amount. I'm pretty sure there's a thing where, like, a million minutes, or a million seconds is like a month and a half or something like that, and 1 billion seconds is like 11 years. It's like, it's ridiculous how much more 1 billion is than 1 million, and how much more 1 million is than 1,000. Numbers are very, crazy. Hey, Friga. Cube told me that black tea comes in lots of types. Well, there's Assam, Keeman, and Darjeeling. Did you know that orange Pico tea doesn't taste at all like orange? I didn't know half the words that you just said there, so no. Yeah, 1 billion... 1 billion is just a crazy amount of anything, really. Literally anything, it's a crazy amount of. like, I mean, the smallest things, if you have a billion of them, it's just ridiculous. Like a billion lions. Which, by the way, assuming that the Pokemon in the lions actually fight, yes, a billion lions would definitely win against the stupid Pokemon. And no, wait, I know this is sudden, but have you ever eaten poached salmon? Nope, but I'm saying yes anyway. That menu could definitely complete for the top spot in my gut rankings. That's disgusting. Okay, so I'm very annoyingly passionate about the subject of this hypothetical situation that faces 1 billion lions versus every individual species of Pokemon from the Pokemon franchise and asks which side would win. The problem is that most people think the stupid Pokemon would win when they definitely would not. My reasons. Well, for one, that people try to use the Pokedex. Okay, my battery's running away. People very often try to use the Pokedex to justify things regarding the strength of Pokemon, when the Pokedex is a pretty unreliable encyclopedia, given that very few of the things it says have actually been identified in any actual piece of Pokemon media, such as the fact that some fire types are, like, ridiculously hot. Too hot to exist on a planet without the entire planet and everything on it dying immediately. Supporting the idea that it's just written to sound cool and not at all to be accurate in any respect. So it's a completely, like, it's just a completely moot source for information. Interior decorating. Yes, if you don't mind, can I come see your room? No. Actually, there's an interesting thing that happens with that. So I think I've been over this, but if you want to have someone come over to your house, they will not come over immediately. I'm gonna move over real quick. They won't come over immediately. Rather, they will, you'll set a time, and any time that's below, 1 hour, they will say that that's too close, and that you have to make it less than that, or more than that, sorry. Now the problem with that is, if you can picture for a sec, it's that it doesn't have date changing. The idea is they want, they want to come over that day, which means if you are in a situation where it is where it's 11 p.m. and someone wants to come over and you accidentally say yes, they ask you to say a time, you can't say 12:01 a.m. because 12:01 a.m. is the next day, and they won't accept a time that is the next day. And you can't accept anything before that because it's not an hour over. If you can see the problem there, you actually get stuck. You have to basically just wait until it becomes past midnight and then say a time an hour past that to get out of that. So it's not a soft lock, obviously, but it is a lock in the sense that you can't leave the conversation until that passes, assuming that you accept the request for them to come over in the first place. I'm sorry for the sudden request, but would you deliver this? It's just a letter, but I have to get it over to Poncho. I'm hoping you'll be able to deliver this in an hour. Please be careful, don't ever think about opening it. Okay, I guess I'll go back to talking about the Pokemon thing. And, look, I like Pokemon, so this isn't me being mad, like, hating Pokemon because no, I like the series, I like the Pokemon and stuff, but I think in particular I just dislike, I don't know, power scaling is a very ridiculous concept because like, okay, so there's, I mean, you've probably heard at some point, like, people do, like, oh, what if this character fought this character? And the problem is that people will use things that the characters have done as examples of their strength. Like, oh, this character was able to use this much force, or something like that. The problem is that all of the things, anything that a character has ever done and will do, is written by someone. Meaning, if, say, a character is broad, and, like, known enough that their ownership switches hands, there'll be several people writing things that they can do. Which means any character can do literally anything, assuming that it is written by someone. Which means that anything that they have done is moot because it doesn't matter. There's a Stan Lee clip about this where he basically surmises that the winner of a battle between two fictional characters is whichever one the writer decides. Because if you're writing, say, a Spider-Man comic, most of the time you're probably gonna make Spider-Man win the fights that he's in, right? Like, and that doesn't necessarily mean, like, just because a character wins as well doesn't mean that they're more powerful, because there's context in storytelling and stuff like that. And there's certain moves that characters do that require a lot of energy from them for them to be able to do it, and they wouldn't actually be able to do it, on command. Anyway, want to see my impression of you, Friga? Here, watch. What's up with your hair? Looks like someone left you out in the rain. So what do you think, Friga? That was spot on, huh? What, that's supposed to be me? I don't think so. Where's the cutting wit? Where's the biting pointed observation? That was just lame. Here, let me show you how it's done. This is you. Friga's such a pretty princess. I wish I could be more like her. What? What was that? You think that's me? I don't get it. What part of me did you just impersonate? Isn't it obvious? That was my impression of the inner you. Oh no, what if Friga sees me wearing these old rags? She's so fashionable. It's okay, I understand. How could you not want to be me? I mean, look at me. Every conversation we have ends up with you making fun of my clothes. So, yeah, power scaling is very stupid, is my point here. Because, that's the thing, is that using a thing a character has done and, like, trying to... Because, especially, this is a very important point, is that if, say, a character punches a meteor out of the sky or something like that, the writer of that scene did not think about the implication of punching a meteor out of the sky. They just, like, thought of that idea and then wrote it in. Like, they didn't think that means they must have this many metric tons of force in their punch. And that's kind of an important thing, because their power is directly determined by the writer of it. Hey, Poncho. I want you to know if you have any issues rapping me anytime. After all, we're photo pals. We are photo pals. Anyway, I've got a letter for you. So yeah, there's a couple of things regarding the Pokemon thing that are just kind of dumb. So you know, there's around 1,000 Pokemon by now. Let's read this letter. Hey Poncho, hear me out, will you? I love salsa. It gets me all psyched. Nice. Say hey for me. So yeah, if there's 1,000 Pokemon by now, and over 1,000, but let's just stick to a nice round number. And as I've discussed, 1,000 times a million is a billion, meaning, on average, every Pokemon would have to defeat 1 million lions for them to be able to beat all of them. And then the problem with that is that the vast majority of Pokemon are not going to be able to kill 1 million lions. Because that's just from how, like, that's not even a power-related thing, that's just endurance, and it is a proven fact that Pokemon have energy and endurance because of the PP mechanic that exists in the games that prevents them from using certain moves too many times before they can't use them anymore. That isn't just some, like, it's not just some magic meter, it's a representation of their energy usage, meaning they do have to, like, restrict themselves. Which also means that no, a Pokemon that can fly can't just fly above the world indefinitely and wait for all the lions to die. Because one, that is not how a battle works, and two, things that fly can't just fly forever because flying requires energy, and at some point they would need to stop flying. At which point they would land and then immediately get mauled by a lot of lions. And so that means that really the only Pokemon that are relevant to this conversation are the legendary Pokemon. And the legendary Pokemon are a bunch of garbage nonsense that are made up by lore that is complete hearsay, that's basically on the level of trying to describe the power of a Greek god. Where, like, even if you were using Pokedex entries, they'll be like, some people say they've seen this Pokemon move, like Regigigas. Regigigas is thought to be the Pokemon that made the continents by pushing around the Earth. That doesn't mean that Regigigas the Pokemon can just use the force of enough to push a continent, because obviously he didn't actually push the continents. And the way I know that is because you can't push a continent. That's not a thing that happens. Even this magical fantasy world, it's still linked to the real world through humans and animals. Check out these sweet threads. They were custom designed by Knife. They're way more stylish than your bargain basement designs, old mate. Thank you. I really needed to hear that today. So yeah, legendary Pokemon are just like... And it's like, oh, well, Kyogre can flood the whole world. I mean, well, I guess it can, assuming that that's true, but does it do that? And Victini? Oh, Victini, you know, the Pokemon that wins every battle. Well, you can use a Victini in a battle, and I know for a fact that does not guarantee you win the battle, so that's just completely incorrect. And even Arceus, which is claimed to be the Pokemon god. I'm not really fond of taking baths, it's too much hassle. My mom always forced me to climb to the tub and count to 100, but somehow I always finish in about 30 seconds. How long do you soak in the tub for? I don't go in the bath, but I do stay in the shower for a long time. Anyway, Arceus, the Pokemon that you can catch and use in battle, that isn't the same as the god Arceus that, you know, you see him at the beginning of Legends Arceus as just light. That's not the same Arceus. Which is explicitly stated. The Arceus that you get as a Pokemon is considered a portion of Arceus, the same way that you would maybe consider, like, Jesus a portion of, like, God. Which doesn't mean that Arceus, the Pokemon, just has full-on divine power and is omnipotent and can just kill anything it wants. I don't know if that's something that even needs to be specified, but I don't know. Yeah, let's look at this picture of a couch. You like couches too? My copy of Chillin' magazine came in this bag. Of course, I'm so embarrassed right now. So that's my Pokemon Lions thing. I mean, it's not even necessarily that I think that the Lions would win, it's just that I think people are very quick to be like, no, the Pokemon lose immediately. And it's like, well, no, because those reasons are really stupid. And I mean, yeah, like I said, flying Pokemon can't just... And I'm sure there are Pokemon that are like, oh, this Pokemon hovers. But I mean... Whatever. You know what? Let's mellow out. We've got a KK song to listen to. And get a coffee. Care for a cup of Java to pick you up? It's 200 bells. What blend would you like? Usual. Whatever you say. Now comes 1 cup of your favorite blend spoon. Whatever you say. Care for a little pigeon milk to put in it? Yes, please. I think you're going to be very pleased. And it goes. There we go, the perfect temperature to bring out the flavor. 176 degrees. In a fresh brewed cup. Drink up. Thank you. Sweet and mild. This can be none other than the legendary world-renowned pigeon blend. Thanks. And KK Slider's here today. Hey Spoon, you for a song? You know it. Cool. Hey, if there's something you want to hear, just give it to me straight. I'm taking requests, if you're giving them. Not this time. You like surprises? No problem. I got my axe ready, so take a seat. Alright, get ready to dig the riffs on this D. Steep Hill. Wait, 3 songs in a row that aren't the KK name. That's interesting. Beautiful. It's a very nice song. Thanks for listening. Hooked you up with a boot of Steep Hill, you know, a bootleg. You can play it on the box back at your pad anytime. It's cool, no charge. Those industry fat cats try to put a price on my music, but it wants to be free. Sure to be drop on by and catch me again, man. I'll be around. It's very interesting. 3 weeks in a row I've gotten KK songs that aren't beginning with the KK like prefix, which aren't incredibly common as far as the KK music goes, so it's very weird to me. Victoria, I know you wanted to visit my house, but can you please... yes. Okay, thank you. What was it? It was, Mountain Song, Steep Hill, and I think, like... Only Me, yeah, this song. Like, it was, yeah, Mountain Song, Neapolitan. It's like the 4th week in a row? Maybe have I really gotten, like, every other KK song? I'm pretty sure I checked not too long ago, and I've got, like, still quite a few left to get. Well, let's listen to Steep Hill, what's it called? Air Check, that's what it's called. KK, Steep Hill Air Check. I like this. Let's see the gyroids. Alright. It's nice. I guess we'll let it loop. Ooh. Hey, this is cool. I like this song. Aircheck version. Yeah, well, I think that's gonna be about it for today. I had a good time, talking, I guess. And then I get to listen to a nice Kiko song. So I'll see you tomorrow.